because oxidative stress is one of the key things holding you back from being the healthiest and best version of yourself. I can almost guarantee you that oxidative stress is the type of stress that you don't really see, you don't really feel, but it's there working in the background, slowly destroying you. So it's super important to be aware of it. What is it? How does it affect you? And what to do in your day-to-day life in order to make sure that you're not unnecessarily exposing yourself to a lot of oxidative stress, because that is going to build up and it's going to give you massive problems. Once again, if we're constantly stressed, constantly wired, it's going to affect our digestion, it's going to affect our gut health, it's going to affect our recovery, it's going to affect our energy levels, it's going to affect every single thing in our body. So just because you don't feel like you're stressed, you might still expose your body to oxidative stress, and you might be stressed even though you don't feel like it. So super important topic. In this video I'm going to show you a masterclass on oxidative stress, so if you stay to the end and watch the whole thing, you're going to learn exactly what it is, exactly where it's hiding, and the things that is slowly killing your energy, and the things in your home exposing you to oxidative stress, and also some easy swaps and things that you can do in order to protect yourself against it. So this is a weekly call from my coaching program, also for you to just get a bit of an insight in how that works. So every single week we have this where we just talk about a topic, do a in-depth rundown, and yeah, it's usually a very good time. So oxidative stress masterclass, this is super important. Trust me, you are most likely exposing yourself to oxidative stress even though you don't feel like you're stressed. Therefore, very important to do what you can in order to take away as much of this exposure as possible. So that's it. I think you have to fast forward to like minute 5 or something for the presentation to start, so I'll put some timestamps below as well. This is oxidative stress masterclass. Enjoy.
Nick, mic is muted. Okay, let's do someone else. Lucas.
Hi, what's up? All right.
Doing good? Nice. Mr. Blake, how's your Monday?
Monday's good. Got in that workout, feeling strong today.
Nice. That's what we want to hear. Benjamin, how are you doing?
Doing good. Lots of stress at work right now, but apart from that, getting in there.
Nice. Christoph.
Yes, very good. Thank you.
Nice. Philip, how are you doing?
It's all good, man. It's all good.
Nice. It's going to be interesting to calculate the steps. I think Blake, Philip thinks he's won over you.
What? Don't we still have another day left here?
I think we said to Sunday, right? So yesterday was the last day, so you can't make it up.
Hey, he might have edged me out. I think I was like around 115,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I write to you how many I did, Lucas?
Let's
I think so, right? Yeah, I did 116. Yeah. Did you also do that?
I say we have today for the full 7 days.
No, but Blake, our day is already finished, so that's.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna be out until 3 a.m. otherwise.
Blake was gonna jump out of the car right there.
Yeah. He's gonna leave it. Fuck your shit. I'm gonna walk.
It's abandoned on the side of the road.
Yeah, that's crazy. Who else do we have in here? Rickard, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Nice.
Yeah.
How's how are you feeling sickness wise? Are you feeling better?
I feel like I maybe picked up another cold yesterday. So, but I had really good sleep and feel better today. So hopefully with another good night of sleep, I will feel okay.
That's out of the way. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. All right, gents. Antonio, how are you doing?
Hey man, I'm really good. Just a bit feeling on the hamstring from the steps challenge. I was running and walking, and I feel like it's kind of old. So yeah, I'm just taking it easy right now. But aside from that, I'm okay.
How do you know how many steps you got, bro?
I got the sum right here. It's like, wait. 118,000, something like that.
Whoa! Oh my God, Philip and Blake. Shit. Yeah, we have some crazy numbers being pulled this week. That's crazy. That's good shit, Antonio.
Thanks.
Yeah, but it came with a fucked up hamstring. Was it worth it? Is the question.
I would say it is worth it. Yeah.
Okay, good. Right. Let's dive in to let's see someone else coming in. Cristiano, long time no see. What's up, brother?
What's cracking? Just here in beautiful rainy New York City in the middle of the street. Beautiful chicks.
Nice.
Beautiful weather. Lots of energy. Mineralized.
Good.
How we doing?
That's good. That's what we want to hear. All right. Let's dive into this little presentation. Let's do like this. Can we see the screen?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, we can. All right. Good. Let's do it then. Oxidative stress and recovery capacity. Most people believe fatigue, poor recovery, brain fog comes from not working hard enough, poor genetics, and getting older. In reality, one of the biggest hidden drivers is oxidative stress. Oxidative stress occurs when the body produces more free radicals than it can neutralize with antioxidants. So it's when the balance sheet becomes messed up that we get the problem. That's the first thing we have to understand. And then obviously it kind of ties hand in hand with like stress and recovery, oxidative stress as well. Obviously it says it in the name, but it's like it's a balance sheet. So the more oxidative stress we're exposed to, the more like recovery we need. So exactly as the kind of stress budget analogy. But let's continue. When this happens consistently, it damages your mitochondria, your hormones, your nervous system balance, and your cellular energy production. The result: you feel wired but tired, mentally foggy, easily stressed, slower recovery, lower testosterone, reduced performance. The modern world is full of silent oxidative stressors most people never think about. And your body naturally produces free radicals through metabolism, exercise, and immune activity. In a normal amount, this is healthy. It's the same thing with stress, and there's a difference between acute and chronic stress. Small doses of stress is actually beneficial for you. That's exactly how we want to view this as well. When free radical production exceeds the body's antioxidant defense, that's when the problem happens and damage accumulates. This will lead to mitochondrial dysfunction, chronic inflammation, hormonal suppression, and nervous system dysregulation. High-performing individuals are particularly vulnerable because their output demands are always higher. So some hidden drivers of oxidative stress then that we should be aware of in our day-to-day life are, first of all, the biggest one, EMFs and constant wireless exposure. This is everywhere. Modern life exposes us to electromagnetic fields 24/7. So Wi-Fi routers, Bluetooth headphones, AirPods, mobile phones, your phone in your pocket, laptops, smart home devices. It's literally everywhere. Every single like smart device, Bluetooth device, wireless device is constant stress that we're silently getting exposed to. Chronic EMF exposure has been associated multiple times with increased oxidative stress, mitochondrial disruption, and obviously nervous system stimulation, right? It's constant stimulation on the nervous system. And many people unknowingly keep their nervous system in a low-grade activated state, even though you're not feeling like you don't feel like you're stressed. It's the same thing when we're sitting in front of our computers working, let's say, and then we have a wireless keyboard, we have a wireless mouse, we have headphones in our ears with Bluetooth, and then we have something else around us, and then we have a Wi-Fi router as well. Like, even though we're not feeling stressed in the moment, we're still exposing our bodies to it, and this is what you have to understand, right? So trying to cut out all those things, and the simple guidelines for this that I always do myself is, first of all, I make sure to always turn off my Wi-Fi at night. That's the first thing that I do. I keep my phone away from my body when sleeping, obviously, but also on airplane mode and Bluetooth and everything shut off. I avoid wearing AirPods for hours daily, and I use wired headphones when possible. I try to also, like, I have one of these that everyone has, a wire, like the Apple keyboard, but when I'm using that, I have it, like, as you guys see, I have it wired to the computer. As well, wired. Try to have everything, as much things as possible, wired. It's not super sexy. The desk setup doesn't look as good as if everything was wireless, but I'm for sure healthier. So, and that's what I prioritize over a good-looking wireless desk. Obviously, the wired headphones as well. Always. So yeah, just try to stay away from as much like Bluetooth and just electricity as possible. Obviously, it's already oxidative stress sitting in front of the computer. It's one of these things as well that we all already know regarding stress. Sitting in front of screens, isolated blue light is causing massive oxidative stress. So even if we're sitting long hours throughout the day, sitting with our blue light blocking glasses, that's also one thing that just massively takes away oxidative stress from us and acts as a shield for oxidative stress. So small changes reduce continuous EMF exposure dramatically. Small things like this. Philip, let's take the question.
Yeah, would you recommend using the blue light blockers during the day working, or do you just use them at night?
Yes. So if I know that I'm going to sit a lot of hours in front of the screen, I use the yellow ones, right, for daytime, and then the red ones for nighttime. So that's absolutely what I do.
But not the red ones during the day?
I mean, you can. If that's the only one you have, do it. It's better than nothing, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot better than nothing. Cristiano.
Yes, one thing. Is there any ever point in the day where we want to take in blue light, so wearing the blockers would be bad or not?
I mean, yes, but there's a difference between blue light from the sun's light spectrum and isolated blue light from screens. Like, there's massive difference.
So for screens, we should always try to wear the blue light blockers, theoretically speaking.
Yeah, theoretically speaking, the more you can avoid it, the better, right?
Okay. Now the next question. I know you've told me a bunch of times, go on Amazon, whatever. Maybe the rest of the group can chime in. Outside of those really expensive kind of nice ones that are the Lamborghini of blue light glasses, are there any that you guys really, really like? You're like, damn, man, I got this for cheap and it fucking rocks, because I'm about to order one right now.
I guess the US people have to speak here. Charles, did you?
Yeah, exactly. US people, please.
I just found some on Amazon that were like $40. I mean, I don't know if they're good or bad. I wouldn't know the difference, but I know I wear them. That's about it.
Yeah, I want to look stylish.
Yeah. Lucas,
does artificially warming up screens help, like in your iPhone and laptop and like the TV?
I mean, yes, it comes to one of the points that is written out. Like, yes, having generally warmer tones is better, but it's still LED, and that ties into one of the things as well. Like, generally LED lights, and basically the worst setup you could ever be sitting is in a modern day office with crazy, like, fucking airport lightning, LED lights over your head, blue light screens, and then Like that's the worst thing ever. So like the more warmth, the better, but it's still like it still affects you negatively. Is it better than super bright blue? Yeah, sure. Yeah. But the glasses will always be the best to protect ourselves. Charles.
What's the difference between the yellow and the red?
So the yellow ones doesn't block as much, so it's better for like daytime basically. And
so
then
red at night, yellow at day.
Yeah, so the red and yeah, exactly, and then the red blocks more.
Okay.
So that's basically it. Okay, and this ties into what we just said: blue light and artificial lighting. Artificial lighting after sunset, especially disrupts circadian rhythms. That will lead to increased cortisol, suppressed melatonin, and reduced sleep quality. Poor sleep dramatically increases oxidative stress as well. Solutions: reduce screen exposure after sunset, use warm lighting at night, install blue light filters on devices. Lucas, as we just talked about, it's better than nothing. Dim lights in the evening. Use, obviously you guys know my red light goes on 24/7, but use red lights and just generally try to expose yourself less to all forms of light, especially overhead light as well. We know this. Overhead light coming from above is also the main thing we want to try to avoid. So stick with ideally lights coming from underneath. Sleep quality is one of the largest determinants of recovery capacity. One thing here, I guess, to note as well with sleep, obviously one of our body's key, we were covering this here in a second as well, but our body's key antioxidant is melatonin, right? So if we're and that, like, it's super important for our health in general. By obviously being exposed to oxidative stress and blue light, we're blocking our body's production of melatonin, which is also a massive like negative flywheel that starts to happen if we're not producing enough melatonin. Because once again, and the antioxidants and the free radicals, like if we're exposed to too much oxidative stress, the free radicals becomes too many, and then we don't have the antioxidants and the recovery capacity to like balance that out, then it becomes a shit show. So making sure that we're producing as much melatonin as possible, that's one of the best ways to clean up our cells as well. Generally throughout the winter, we want to be less and less exposed to lightning or to light, go in sync with our season, and just more and more darkness, because that allows for more melatonin production, which equals more cellular cleanup and better health as a byproduct. But yeah, chronic physiological stress. Mental stress is one of the biggest generators of oxidative stress as well. High cortisol increases inflammation, mitochondrial damage, and hormonal imbalance. Yeah, Cristiano, you want to take the question now?
Yeah, sorry. So I'm getting pairs right now. Maybe this will be helpful for other people, even though it's personal. But it's like, should I get one orange, one red? Or like, I can't, like, I'll just send it what I'm going to get the Ahura or whatever. Like this?
The glasses.
Ahura. Yeah, Ahura glasses. Should I get what you get, buy one pair, get one free. So should I get one orange, one pink lens?
One red, one yellow, ideally.
Yeah, I guess this is red and yellow. I'll send it to you. You tell me, I guess. I'll put it in general chat. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry to keep personalizing that. Yeah. You can type.
I'll check later. So common drivers for this: overworking, constant notifications. I think this is a massive one that everyone can eliminate. I know me and Jimmy have talked a lot about this in the past, and when Jimmy went over like what has helped massively for him stress-wise is like I used to struggle massively with this as well. It's like constant having this feeling of you constantly have to be like doing something. You go eat, you have to watch YouTube or something in the background. You have to like listen to a podcast at the same time. You can't just be in silence, or you have to check your phone every time there's a notification popping up. This is one of the things that keeps you wired as well. So like one of the best things I've ever done was just taking away all notifications from my phone, literally shutting everything off except phone calls, right? It's one of the best things I've done, because that, you know, it just takes all form of just wiredness and this urge to look all the time away, which is a massive thing as well. Social media overload as well, lack of mental downtime, same thing here. These ties hand in hand, the second and the fourth one. Like when you're constantly stimulated, then you don't get the balance of just like chill and calm. And that's also one of the things that we really need in order to balance out our stress budget. Someone I don't remember who it was of you, but one that I talked to the other day, I explained yeah, exactly, Lucas, I think it was you and me that talked about this with like the stress budget. How I view it is like, if we don't get any resets in throughout the day and we don't do anything to manually like fight off the stress, it's going to be a chart that goes straight up like this, right? It's going to go straight up like this, and that's when it becomes problematic. But by having the downtimes and by doing small tricks and throughout the day and calculated breaks, we get this chart as well. So it goes up and down, up and down, and up and down, and that's how we balance out the stress. So that's how you should be thinking about stress. Like it doesn't have to be bad as long as we get the resets in, right? And we balance it out. What we don't want is that. So a chart that goes straight up. Solution strategies here. Scheduled breaks, have that planned into your day. Walking outdoors in nature, ideally, doing some breath work. We already know this. Doing some grounding. So having intentional downtime where you literally do yak fucking shit is one of the best things you can do. Recovery, this is the key thing, the mental reframing all of you need. Recovery is not laziness. It's very easy to think of it as like I'm doing nothing. I'm just being a fucking lazy piece of shit right now. But like that's what we need in order to perform when we're actually switched on. This is something we really got to tell ourselves. Environmental toxins, also a massive thing. Modern environments contain many oxidative stress triggers, including air pollution, pesticides, plastics, cleaning chemicals, synthetic fragrances. These compounds increases free radical production and burden detox systems as well. So simple improvements here. If you're living in a super built up city, might be worth getting an air purifier in your home. For me, maybe like right now living outside on a farm, it's not as maybe important for me, but if I were to live in the city center Stockholm, I'd definitely have a air purifier at home. Use fragrance-free products. You already know this. Use glass food containers, no microplastics, no bullshit like this. And use natural cleaning products as well. Poor diet and oxidative load. Certain foods dramatically increases oxidative stress as well. Obviously, seed oils, ultra-processed foods, excessive alcohol, and refined sugars shouldn't be a massive new and surprise for all of you guys. And I'm with almost 100% certainty we already stay away from all these things. So that's really, really good, but a good reminder. These foods increases inflammation and oxidative damage. Instead, we want to prioritize berries. Why? High antioxidants. Fruit, same thing there. A lot of herbs are fantastic. Things as raw honey and also dark leafy greens, arugula, right? Super high in antioxidants as well. These provide antioxidants needed for cellular protection. The key nutrients for antioxidant defense are the following. Number one, okay, like this. Except of melatonin, which is something we're producing, except melatonin as we just talked about. But glutathione, this is body's most powerful antioxidant, except for melatonin, that supports detoxification, mitochondrial health, immune function, and supports glutathione with NAC, glycine, and sulfur compounds. So this is what we can utilize to increase and fix that. So NAC, one of the best supplements for oxidative stress. Boost glutathione production, supports detox pathways, protects mitochondria. Typical dose for this, and what I do myself, I do 600 most days. But this is also one of the things as well. NAC is usually viewed as a immune system support supplement, and that is because a fried nervous system and super high oxidative stress that wrecks your immune system. So that's like, by fixing this, that's how we then improve the immune system as well. Glycine supports glutathione as well, and nervous system balance. Benefits: improve sleep, reduce inflammation, cellular protection. So it's not just good for calming the nervous system and good for sleep, it's also good for glutathione production and oxidative stress. 3 to 5 grams before bed. Magnesium as well, surprise, surprise. Magnesium reduces oxidative stress and supports nervous system relaxation, improves sleep, muscle recovery, and reduce stress response. 3 to 400 milligrams elemental, ideally per day. Obviously, all the other minerals are important as well. Don't get me wrong. It's not magnesium that are the only one that is important. Every single mineral is important, but magnesium especially is one of the key ones, right? And then we want the full profile. But if we're having a good salt, then that's not a problem. Sauna and heat exposure is a massive, powerful tool for reducing oxidative stress as well. It increases antioxidant activity. It improves circulation. It improves toxin elimination through sweat. Activation of heat shock proteins as well. Protocol for this, as many times as possible, is usually what we say, right? But 3 to 5 sessions per week, roughly 20 to 30 minutes each, is the sweet spot. Breath work and nervous system regulation. Breathing patterns strongly influence oxidative stress levels. Shallow breathing increases parasympathetic nervous system activation. So nasal breathing, never breathe with our mouths. Slow diaphragmatic breathing, box breathing, NSDR, all things like this. This activate the parasympathetic system and reduces stress load. We already know this. So, I mean, grounding is one of these massive things as well that I didn't write. That is a game changer for oxidative stress as well, especially because that helps pull free radicals from our body, like literally out. It helps pull them out. So grounding would be the next thing on top of that. So the protocol that we should be following for this: some daily practices. Morning sunlight, whole food nutrition, mineral hydration, regular movement, quality sleep, and reduce EMF exposure. This is the best thing we can do to lower our oxidative stress. The supplement stack we can deploy: NAC, glycine, magnesium, and just minerals in general, right? And the weekly practices is sauna, some mobility work, and nature exposure. The one thing that I want you guys to reflect on a lot is, I think, Charles, it was you that you mentioned this to me as well. It's like, for majority of all problems, the solutions are almost always the same. It's going back to basics. It's doing this, like the simple thing that no one ever thinks about. It's being out in nature. It's managing your stress. It's doing all these small little things. That's the solutions. And you'll see that as a pattern in almost all these things. Like we mention all these things: grounding, nature, breath work, managing your stress, some targeted supplements. Like the solutions are almost always the same. And that's, Charles, I think that's what you told me as well. It's like, thanks for simplifying everything and bringing me back to basics, or whatever you said the other day to me. But it's literally, that's literally what it is. It's like, I think the problem for all of us is maybe that we are so, you're always looking for the fancy stuff, because that's almost how everything else in this world works. There always has to be this magic pill that everyone should, that everyone is looking for. It can't be this easy, but health is one of those things where it actually is that easy. It's same boring, simple things that are gonna do the most for you in literally every single plane of your health. It's going back to the basics. Or what do you say, Charles?
Oh, okay, so, bro, the last 2 weeks. And so this is the crazy thing about the program. Like, it's really got me to focus, like, on my body and, like, what's going on inside me, and just paying attention to stuff as I'm going through it. So the last 2 or 3 weeks has been, like, a crazy couple weeks for me. I'm on the market to either buy or lease a new building for my body shop. And when I was going the option of like buying something, so you got to get tied in with a bank because the building's like $1 million and stuff like that. And it was going to be a 25-year loan where you're paying back $10,000 basically for 25 years. So it was like a life-changing decision. And then you got to put like 15% down. So a nice chunk of money there. But literally for 2 weeks, like, I could not get this stuff out of my head. I was like stuck in a loop, trying to write it down, trying to like just give it to God or just get it out of my head. But my brain would constantly go back to it. And I noticed, like, dude, it jacked up my sleep. Like, I was pissing all night again, which I haven't been doing that. Every time I would eat, I would get, like, super bloated and couldn't digest anything. And I knew, like, inside that it was from stress and what was going on. And it just wasn't, like, sitting right with me to buy the building. It was going to be a lot of money. But once I told the bank, like, nah, I think I'm just going to keep leasing for a little bit. And I kind of like pushed that stress load off my plate. Like my body started getting back to normal, but it was crazy, bro. Like it was like taking a toll on me.
Yeah. And I think that the thing is when, the mistake a lot of people do is they think like when you, and this is hopefully the lesson that I want you to take away from this as well, Charles, is like, when you start to get into that little not negative spiral, but that like stressed state in general, you feel like, oh, like the first couple of days, let's say, oh, I'm really dialed right now, I'm so healthy, so therefore like you kind of skip the things that got you to here, right? You skip like being religious with all the smaller inputs and doing the right things because you're already healthy, so now you don't have to do it anymore. Like this is usually the mindset, and this is I've been a victim to this in the past as well, where it's like in business, are you getting paid today from the work you're doing today? Most likely, in most cases, not, right? You're getting paid from work you did like months ago, or like that's what accumulates, and that was leads to today, right? So why aren't we approaching health in exactly the same way? You know, if we stop something, then our future self will experience that, right? And then in a couple of days it will catch up. And I think that's one of the problems there as well, where it's like, once again, if we know that when we have more stress, well, then we have to fucking recover even more, and we deploy that framework, then you wouldn't, like, I'm not gonna say it wouldn't have been the same, but you know what I mean. Then
and what happens is you start to think that the stuff that you're going through trumps those little tiny inputs that you're supposed to be doing every day.
Yeah.
No good.
No. And then it's just back to basics.
Yeah, bro. I was back to ground zero.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. It's a good realization. I think that's a lesson for everyone, and it's definitely something, once again, that I've played played a victim of in the past as well, where it's like, you think just because I'm healthy, I don't have to do this anymore, or just because I'm this, I don't have to do this anymore. It's like,
okay, another question for you, Lucas. I know, like, I can tell when you start to get busy, all these people from different countries, hi, my name's blah, 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 and I'm joining the group. When you start getting crazy overloaded like that, and you got all this stuff on your plate that you know, like, you got to get done, you got to get these workout programs for them. And all these people at the beginning of the program are asking you 20 million questions that they could probably find in Loom. But it's like you got all this stuff going on. How do you, like, start managing that stuff a little better?
It's a good question. I don't really think about it, or I think about it in a way where it's like, it's nice but draining at the same time, because that's me, like, I'm doing something that I like doing, if you know what I mean. So I don't really see it like that. And then I just right now view it in the same way, where it's like, if I know I have a higher stress period, then I know that I have to be even more dialed with the small inputs. You know, you can get away when life is easy to not be as dialed. But then when times are tough and you have high stress load, that's when it's the most important to be as dialed. So that's how I see it, instead of being dialed when I don't need it, or not need it. But you get what I mean, Charles?
Yeah. No,
so like I just flip that switch to I can be I can be not as dialed when it's low tides, and when it's high tides, I need to be even more dialed. Simple.
Do you ever think if you needed to grow that you would have to duplicate yourself into somebody else?
No, quadruple myself. But yeah, but that's a problem for tomorrow.
Yeah. Right here.
Yeah. Do we have any other questions for on the topic, guys? Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Just
Yeah, Rickard.
Yeah, I just want to sort of manage my expectations, or like I'm doing a lot of the stuff that you have on the list already.
Yeah.
But I don't. I have to admit that I don't do them religiously, all of them. And like, how big a difference do you notice, or does it make when you, like, as you say, stay dialed in for a very long time?
All the difference in the world, and we've covered this multiple times as well. But it's back to, I think you were on that call, Rickard, as well, when we went over before the challenge, right? Me explaining like, here, this is what happened when I was absolutely dialed the fuck in, you know, outside of just eating and training, like all the other variables. This is what happened. So I have clear evidence for myself that if I'm not as dialed, I don't feel as good and I don't look as good, you know. Therefore, I always try to keep the engine going. And I also know that like it's a snowball effect with all these things. I guess Blake is the master of this, but just like consistency compounds, right? Blake repeats that statement probably 10,000 times every single day. From what I from what I know and from what he has told me. But it's just like it gets better as you do it as well. You have to think of it as the snowball effect. Yeah. I guess Blake, tell him your experience of the consistency compound statement.
I don't know if you've ever seen that movie Groundhog Day. It's a great movie, and there's a lot of life lessons in it. And anyway, the guy basically dies every day, and he's like stuck in this universe, but he keeps having the same day over and over again. And so he starts to pick up things, he starts to learn things, and he starts to become like master of efficiency. You know, he knows where to turn, when something's going to fall, when the lady's going to be there. You know, he's tried his 20 different pickup lines on her, so he knows which one works. He's just got everything is going. And I've been finding that, like, I have a new thing for my vision board, because I knock out a bunch of these really early, like between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. I'm done with all of them except for the sun, except for getting sunlight, and that's because the sun's not up yet. And so I just made a new thing for my vision board that said, like, I'm already successful before the sun rises. You know what I mean? And I'm like embodying that. Like, I'm in the sauna, I'm hitting the meditation. Sometimes I miss. There are days that, you know, are off, but I also have on my vision board, I have dialed the fuck in. And then I asked myself, why? And I was like, better question, why not? Why not dial in? You know what I mean? Just try it. You know what I mean? And you do find that you fall with it. It's not something you have to be religious with. I not beat myself up, but I'm like, I'm gonna do like, there's some things that I haven't done. I'm like, I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna die trying. That's how hard I'm gonna try to actually do this. You know what I mean? And it does. I've been very stress-free, man. I've been like, I was already pretty stress-free, but dude, the sleep, it's like I'm out like a light. You know what I mean? So all these things, they do stack up, you know, and there's nights where I'm missing a bunch of them. Like, I'm missing 3 things, and I'm like, oh man, I got to do the breath work, the meditation, the ground. This is going to take me like 30 minutes. And I'm like, I'm not going to sleep until I do these. I'm fucking doing this. You know what I mean? Just because I don't want to let myself down by not checking the box. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
if it shouldn't be stressful. It should be something like you have to find a way to weave it into your day where you absolutely love it, where it becomes a gift. It should be a gift. It shouldn't be something that pulls your energy. It should only give you energy. These kind of activities are all stress reduction activities, you know. But that's been my experience with it.
Yeah. Your updates in WhatsApp is impressive when you just list everything. But the hard thing is like do it or try is I feel stressed about being sick and not being able to work out properly. And that's just stupid. And I can't like willpower myself into being more relaxed and less stressed and then sleeping better and then recovering better. It's almost like I have to feel like I don't care about it, and then I sort of stress less and I guess recover faster. But that's sort of what I find a bit hard, because like I have done one workout during this challenge because I've been sick all the time.
That's like you should. I think you have to detach yourself from that, because you create your own like negative flywheel by stressing over it and by thinking this and that, and then like, you know, it becomes a mess for yourself instead of just like detaching from it completely and just focus once again on kind of the inputs and just setting standards for yourself. You know, all these things are good. Let's tick them off, you know.
Yeah.
Bro, Blake said something that was pretty enlightening. But so the stuff that we're doing, grounding, sunning, sauna, all that stuff, it shouldn't be like stressful, like, oh crap, I got to go work out today. But I know like something that has helped me, because it was stressful when it's like, okay, I got to go to the gym. I got to go find somewhere to sauna and do a cold plunge. So I'm like, screw this, bro. Like, I'm building a gym in my house. Like, I'm going to get a pull-up bar. I'm going to get, you know, whatever I got to get, and I'm going to make this as easy as possible. And then once I got the gym, it's like, bro, I'm not going to go find a sauna. I'm going to buy a sauna. And then it's like, oh, I got to find a place to cold plunge. No, I'm going to watch a YouTube video and I'm going to build a cold plunge in my basement. And so all the stuff that I'm doing, it is just like weaved into my day, into my routine, to where it's like, bro, this is easy. I got to go take the dogs out. Okay, I'm going to take my shoes off and I'm going to do it too. But if I had to go find a gym every day and a place to go sauna, that would like just ruin my whole day for me and what I have going on as a business owner and a father and all that stuff. It just would not fit into my schedule.
It's about I think what it is about controlling what you can control as well. For someone else, like if it's a mess finding a sauna, okay, let's drop that. Let's not focus on that. Let's not focus on this is the thing we're missing. Let's focus on what are the other things that we can make sure that we actually tick off then, you know? So that's kind of how I would view it from your end right now as well, Rickard. It's like, okay, you can't tick off the gym or you can't tick off that, but what are the things that you absolutely can tick off that there's no excuse to not do, you know? That's how I view it myself. And it's like, I think it comes to a point where, at least for me, it's gotten to a point right now. I think, Charles, I think you're roughly around the same with regards to where you're at. But it's like, if you don't do these things right now, that's when you feel off. Like it's a part of you. It's like getting the workouts in, doing the sauna. Like you need that to just like, you feel so good when you are in that state and when you're doing those things. At least that's how it is for me. It's almost like if I don't do it once again, if I don't do the things that I know I should be doing, that's when everything feels off. Just like I crave getting in after the sauna. You know, if the sauna a few weeks ago, I went to the gym, I had a good workout. The only thing I was thinking about is I'm gonna sit in the sauna after. I just want to rush through this workout so I can jump in the sauna. Go in, the sauna is fucking broken. Like that fucked up my whole day because I just wanted to do that, you know. You know, so like, yeah, hopefully you understand what I mean, Rickard, but like that's how you want it to be, you know.
Yeah, because a couple of weeks ago we talked about the breath work and walking and everything feeling like a to-do list to me. So I have been practicing being more present and sort of seeing it as a thing on its own, like and using it as a tool, as you said. So that has helped, and I guess I should put that perspective on
everything,
my workouts and recovery as well.
100%. I never I don't focus on ticking off the box for any of these things. It's not like if I sit by the end of the day, if I've done a sauna or not today, I don't care. When I go to the gym, I do the sauna because I have the sauna there, you know. But I don't think about it too much. I don't stress about if I haven't done it. You know, it's a part of you, you know, and it's tools in the toolbox.
Yeah,
bro. You know it's crazy, and that like I was telling Luke, like I look forward to jogging on Wednesdays and Saturdays at 5 a.m. in the morning. That is great. Like I hated it. I was like fighting with Lucas in my no, I'm using my treadmill. Now it's like no, bro. Like I'm running rain, sleet, or snow, because it's like I get that alone time to just sit there and talk and reflect, and just it's crazy that I got to that point.
Yeah.
Impressive. Yeah.
And I think that's that goal. Like that's where I would want all of you guys to end up, where it's like all of these things are a part of your routine, to the point where it's like almost that's what you're craving on a weekly basis. You're craving to do this, you're craving to do that, you know, you're craving to get in the sauna when you can. But yeah. Blake, question.
I just wanted to comment that it used to be like I didn't know at one point in the program, I was like, God, do I like my rest day more than my gym day? And I asked myself that question. And then it got to a certain point in the program where I was like, I want the gym day more than the rest day, you know? And then there was a spot where I decided I like renamed it in the Notion. I put in that Notion in the back office. So it's in Kahunas. Obviously, we have those 8 to check box, and we have those 5 things to check every day. I put it in my Notion as, okay, those 8 things are one thing, you know, and I just called it the Magic 8. And when I went back and I started to see, like, if I click on those progress photos, like, you know, in the back of the Kahunas, it's got the progress, but then it's got the check marks. And I was like, man, I'm setting that as a goal. I want to see what it's like to have a whole blanket of green check marks with no red inside of there, like not 1 ounce of blood in there. I want it all to be like just green energy. And then it manifested, because I used to have X's. I mean, when Lucas started this challenge, all that happened was I started sending to the group one big message. I used to message that like, I don't know, 100 times a day to Lucas, every fucking action. Okay, I'm warming up. Okay, I'm stretching. I just did my workout. I just went to the sauna. I just swam. And every single time I was telling myself, he wasn't responding. It was like I was having a conversation with myself, and I was telling myself, this is who you are. This is what you're doing, you know? And I started to get blown away by it. I was like, I can't fucking believe I'm doing this. This is wild, man. Like the whole thing has been a real ride. But yeah, that's all. So I mean, like I personally, and I'm not knocking you, Richard, but I would never say out loud, like, I'm getting sick. I would never speak those words to the universe and say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would say like, I don't know. I would say something like, fuck, man, I feel fantastic. I would rather lie out loud and just say, dude, I'm getting better and better every day. I'm getting better and stronger and more powerful. Weakness and sickness is leaving my body. I would say something like that instead. I would just reframe it in such a way, personally. Just because I believe the spoken word is powerful. That's why I speak my goals out loud. I read them out loud. I do it in front of a mirror. I'm looking at the vision stuff. You know what I mean? I didn't have a vision board before this program. And, you know, I want to embody. I tell Lucas, some point it happened to me where I was like, dude, I want to become the man behind the mirror. There's somebody behind the mirror, and I know what he looks like. And he's starting to come out of the fucking mirror now. I'm like, holy shit, this is fucking really cool. So it's pretty fun. Anyway, I just want to share that.
I've seen you writing out that you do affirmations, so I actually have tried, and so I've started telling myself that, oh yeah, I'm getting healthier, I'm healing, I'm getting stronger, and all that stuff. So I'm trying it out, Nick. We'll see how it goes.
That's good, Rickard.
Yeah.
That's good. Lucas, question.
Just like personal comment as well. I guess something that really helps me about not stressing out about like missing a workout or something is not letting the tree like cover the forest. If you have forest like workout scheduled a week, you have 200 workouts in a year. Like even if you miss, like next week I have a trip, right? And I was talking about this to Lucas, like, oh, I'm gonna miss my workouts. If I can get like 1 or 2 days in, what's that gonna be like compared to the rest of the year? It's gonna be 3 workouts out of 200 that I won't be able to make. And in the end, like stressing out about that is also like worse than actually going to the workout. And if you like 6 months from now, if you are 30% stronger, it doesn't really matter if you worked out 3 times, 2 times, 4 times a week because you're stronger. That's what matters, you know?
Progress.
Yeah, progress. Like that's what matters. Like I used to be super stressed out always because I'm like a perfectionist. And I guess this program is, and I think part of regulating your nervous system is controlling what you can control, like what Lucas says, and like letting go of things that are out of your control. If I'm in San Francisco for a week and there's no gym around me, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna like torture myself because there's no gym? No, I'm just gonna get push-ups in, like run, do what I can do, right? And when I'm back home, I'll go to the gym again and everything will be fine. And I'll get in like 90+% of the workouts in the year.
Yeah, 100%. Well said, Lucas. Couldn't have said it better. It's like, it's always having a positive mindset towards absolutely everything. It's like instead of focusing on the bad things in a specific equation, it's the same thing. Oh, let's say we go out to eat and there's this restaurant where you don't know if it's cooked in seed oils or whatever. It's like, but you're there with your family or you're there with this and that person. It's like, don't focus on the small little negatives when there's so many positives that like are absolutely going to outweigh the negatives either way. You're just doing yourself a disservice by focusing on those small unnecessary things, you know? So yeah, always frame it in a way where instead of, I guess if we go back to Rickard, instead of be like, oh fuck, I can't go to the gym or this and that, it's like, okay, but don't even stress about that. Stress about the things that you actually can do, you know? Which you shouldn't even be stressing about those things, but you know, you should just be ticking those boxes, right? But yeah, it's good. Antonio.
Yeah, I just wanted to add a bit of what Blake said to Richard about you know, the powerful affirmations in the spoken word. It has power. I like reading a lot, and there's this book from Miyamoto Musashi called The Book of Five Rings, and it says that the spirit can become big or small depending on how you talk to the spirit, basically, or to yourself. So this really, really applies to me because, as you know, Lucas, when I started with you, one of my biggest goals was mindset, which is it's still one of my biggest goals. Now I'm better, but you have seen my progress and you saw how I arrived with you to the program, and everything used to knock me down, whatever problem, as big or as small as it could be, it used to knock me down. And I think part of this, one of the biggest reasons that this used to happen to me is because of how I was talking to myself. So I used to just maybe miss a workout, or not even miss the workout, but being there at the gym, and you know, I maybe was not feeling so strong that day, but I wanted to push myself, and as I couldn't push myself because I was physically unable to do it, and it wasn't really my fault because I was injured or sick or something, I was just talking to myself like, oh, you're irresponsible, you're weak, you're just not trying to do this, you're not doing enough. And I thought that this would help me to push myself to higher heights, which it was doing just the opposite. It was just diminishing my spirit, diminishing myself. And it never worked, but in my mind, because I didn't really have the knowledge on this very well, all it did was just push me down even more and more. So yeah, and thanks to Blake for pointing that out, and to Richard. That's really true. How you talk to yourself, that's, I think, maybe if I take it in a day, like putting on a day, it does around 80% of your day for you. Just wanted to add to that.
100% agreed. It's super, super important. Like just the small talk to yourself throughout the day as well. It's like how you view yourself and all, like it's so important. So important. Yeah. And I mean, Antonio, as you said there, we've had the ups and downs, but would you believe that you're like when you were at the not rock bottom, but would you have believed that you would be here right now? Most likely not, right? It's for just pushing yourself and putting yourself in the uncomfortable and doing the things and whatnot. Just like it's crazy when you zoom out what actually happens. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy to see how I when I found your profile, I was just always saying like, oh, I will maybe reach out to him, to give it a try. But I was just putting it for another time. And yeah, when we started working together, I honestly had a lot of self-doubt. But there's one phrase from Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man, by the way. But says that some see self-doubt as an invitation to be greater. And that's what I've been doing lately. I was doubting myself, and I never imagined that I could be here right now, among you guys, that it's an honor to be here with all of you sharing this journey. And I'm really happy to be here. And every time I see you guys sending everything on the group, it inspires me. And yeah, so also, when you believe and have faith, I think, like faith is in yourself and in God. It's stronger than anything that could be out there. And I never imagined that I would be here today as dialed in as I am right now.
Yeah. Love it. Charles.
That was good, Antonio. You got a tear coming down my eye, bro. Now, so you had mentioned something that was a big stress for you, but like always having to check the phone and stuff like that. And I don't even have like social media or anything like that. But like for the business, I'm always looking at my emails. I'm always checking my text, because it's almost like the fear of missing out of work or money or whatever it might be. But I'll notice something too, like I'll grab my phone and I'm like, what the heck am I doing? Like, I know there's nothing on here that I need to be looking at, but it's like you almost get like that hit of dopamine when you do, open up the email or look at the text. But like, bro, that's been something I've been trying to break, but I'm noticing like the phone addiction is like stronger than when I was addicted to like meth or crack or anything like that. It's like one of the hardest habits that I've been like trying to kick. And like I said, I don't even have like TikTok or any social media. It's literally just work, checking emails, looking at text messages. And I get like pumped like when I'm like, I love my business, I love working in it, and I love dealing with people and customers. And so it does kind of give me like a hit of energy or dopamine, but like I need to learn when to shut it down. Like when I'm at home, like, okay, when I'm at work, I have my work hat on, but when I come home, I need to take that off and like be present with my wife and give her all the attention and not be checking emails. Like that's really been something I've been trying to like dial in more, but that's a hard one.
It is. There's a easy solution and a simple and a hard solution. Or get a VA for like virtual assistant for like $500 a month in Southeast Asia that manages your whole inbox, and then you don't have to worry about that. Then they'll call you up if there's a problem. That's probably going to be one of the best.
Is that what you got?
No, but it would definitely benefit me. We can get one together, Charles.
Yeah, we'll go in half.
Yeah. And then the hard one is just to stop fucking doing it.
Yeah, I know, bro.
But yeah, I know it's massive. It's massive. For sure. That's one of those things where it's like you gotta set the standards for yourself as well. Do you want to walk around? I think it's identity and standards. It's like, do you want to walk around and being I wouldn't want to say slave to your businesses at all time, but or do you want to like do it when you want, if you know what I mean? That's kind of the question you have to ask yourself there, I guess. Blake.
I just wanted to share a couple of really quick quotes in this one perspective that has really helped me over the last couple of years when I had this epiphany. But it's so there's a quote from Einstein, which is, the intuitive mind is a sacred gift and the rational mind is a faithful servant. And there's another quote he has, which is, imagination is more powerful than knowledge. And something that I thought of a while ago is, what if my mind is like a sense, like we have sight and smell and taste? What if my thinking mind, this jumping bean that's in there all the time, right? What if it's just another sense and it can be managed? And so with that, I'm able to engage in meditation. I'm able to quiet my mind. I can just sit and be still. And the more I practice that, the easier life becomes. It's really strange to explain. Like, how could the action of doing nothing lead to so much? But that's a quote. That's something that, just like that consistency compounds, I write that down every single day. You know, I also write down meditation manifests. Meditation manifests. And I write down structure serves, because structure has served me by having these structures and figuring out the habit stacking. That's not something I was doing it, but I had no awareness I was doing it until the superhuman protocol. And then I was like, wow, habit stacking, like, this is fucking big. I can knock out these 4 things at the same time, simultaneously, you know? So I just wanted to mention those few things, because the mind is tricky, you know, and that's why I think it's so great that we start with gratitude, and the very next thing we do is right mindset, and then come the pillars, which, you know, I had to get clear on, what are my pillars? What are they? What are these values that are going to lead my life? You know, and all that kind of like sitting there in that box, thinking about that is an important piece of the equation. That's like one side of the equation. Then comes the equal sign, and then comes the action, you know, but that other side, man, that is that's superhuman shit right there, man. Superhuman protocol, man. I mean, that's seeing that vision board, that first step that we got to take off and leap into the program. That's like the very first thing that I landed in. I was like, oh man, I mean, it only took 15 minutes there, but whatever I was down, I was like, I have to have a picture for every single one of these sentences. I have to have an identity of what I just wrote down, you know, and I just started writing like crazy. I know everybody's probably done that, but you know, I don't know if everybody has vision boards, but man, I am in love with the vision board part of this program. I mean, I came in for the body. I just shared this with you yesterday, Lucas, on our call. I came in for the body, and I'm like, fuck, man, I was very surprised to get all this download onto the mind. You know?
I think if any of you guys haven't done the superhuman self properly, like the vision board in that, it's one of the most powerful things you can do. I mean, yeah, it's same thing there. It's like it's simple things, but it's so powerful to actually put these things into practice. Okay, my man, tell me what's up.
Yes. Hello. Yeah, I wanted to respond to you, Charles. I kind of have the same head or having the same problem. Also as a business owner, not a father, but business owner. Checking my phone the whole day. I just started, I don't know if you use your phone on the toilet, but every time I was on the toilet, I did that. So I thought, let's
That's
turn it
habit
around.
stacking, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, but I turned it around. So I started quitting the phone on the toilet. And by quitting that, you really become conscious about quitting your phone, which makes it way easier to leave the phone just away or don't check it. So I found it like a real small spot where I could quit my phone, and then it's easier to apply that in other areas. So yeah, that was what working for me. So maybe just don't use the phone on the toilet anymore. Really small step, but it can make it easier to stop it everywhere.
Yeah, bro, I got to start locking that thing in a prison cell or something when I get home.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah. No, yeah, but that's a good note. Okay, it's the whole principle of like training your willpower muscle, right? It's finding one place where you can resist the temptation one time, and then you just like you train that as a muscle. You start to get in the repetitions. Every time you avoid it, it gets easier and easier and easier, and then eventually it comes to a point where it just you don't do it. So you got to find your one little thing there.
Yeah.
And then that's gonna, compound into all different areas or situations as well. So yeah, really good note. Philip.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, Blake, about the vision board. Seems like it has a good effect on you. What do you do it? Do you write it every day, or how do you? What do you do?
Well, then I just watched the superhuman protocol on the
superhuman self.
on the self, and then I just literally paused the video, played the video. I just watched what Lucas said. And then I decided, like, okay, every single sentence that I wrote down, because I put periods in between. I am this. I am. Most of it was I am. A lot of it was who. For me, a lot of it was who. It wasn't what do I want? $1 million, a car, a woman. Most of it wasn't outside of my stuff. It's like, who do I want to be? What character am I? But I've also been alive for longer than a lot of you guys. You know what I mean? I'm like almost 50. So, I've had a lot of life to figure out, like, hey, it's not really as much about the shit I have or what's outside of me. It's more about, like, what's inside, what's going on inside. But anyway, and then every single picture is associated with a sentence. I just said every one of those sentences that are in this writing that I did, which was like, I don't know, 4 paragraphs, 1 page. And then I would just say, okay, that I bolded. I just started bolding it. Each one that was done, I bolded it until everything is bolded, And then now I have a visual that I can scroll down and look at. And that's what I call, I just came up with that, IV. Because it's like if you get an IV, it goes into your veins and everything, so I was like internalized vision. So when I take my IV, I get my so right now all I'm doing is scrolling down and looking at all the pictures that embody the statements that I wrote down. But at some point, I would imagine after like 4 or 5 months of doing that, I'll start to be able to just recall it. I can close my eyes and just see those pictures, because pictures are powerful. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, and a video is worth 1,000,000. So, I actually did make my vision board into a video, but I need to put audio behind it and do some other stuff. But yeah, it's that's what I did. I just jumped right into that first program from Lucas. That's a good one, man. I've always wanted a vision board. For 20 years, I've wanted a vision board. But when I joined this program, I just said, man, whatever this fucking guy says to do, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to go all out. I'm going to go all out and do it. So that very first protocol, I was just like, I guess it's time to get my vision board. You know, I was pretty excited because I just thought we were going to pump iron. I had no idea any of this was back in here. You know, I just kind of like hit the jackpot, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think okay, you did a proper vision board as well, right?
Yeah, I try to go through that every day. So
Yeah.
yeah, it works for me a lot, especially not only the vision board, but also like the identity and the person that you really want to be.
Yeah.
Which makes it also a lot easier. And also some habits are not really like I really find it's hard to meditate right now. So it's not that I'm trying to get. I'm at this moment I'm not frustrated that I can't meditate. I just try to become someone who meditates right now. So it just takes time and maybe change the identity along the way. But yeah, right now it feels like that I'm forcing that. So yeah, that's also what can change you, like the identity of the person you want to be and you want to become. So the vision board and the identity, yeah, it's like great.
Yeah, it's powerful stuff, and like the magic is in consistency there as well. It's like doing that vision board one time and never looking at it. That's gonna just leave you with wasted time, you know. So actually committing to it and actually doing it properly, and then just like reviewing it every day, reviewing the person, like the character you're trying to develop, and yeah, like it's massive what it does actually. And for all of you that haven't done it, listen to all of us that are actually doing it. And like there's very rare cases where someone has ever said doing a vision board and looking at it every day and I don't know, reading out affirmations has ever been a bad thing. You always hear people say that when they do vision boards and they actually commit to it, suddenly all the things that are on the vision board actually turns out ends up being who you are in reality, right? You never hear someone do a vision board and then this doesn't become my reality, at least if you actually commit to it and stick to it. So yeah, really powerful. Blake.
I wanted to say Arnold Schwarzenegger, when they like interviewed him, it was just after he got his Mr. Universe, and then the interview person was like, you know, what are you going to do next? You know, and he goes, oh, I'm going to become the #1 blockbuster hit. And the interview person, like, I'm going to become an action, movie. Yeah, he said, I'm going to make a blockbuster hit in the movies. And the interviewer person started laughing, like, yeah, right. Like you're going to be able to do that. You know what I mean? And he goes, how are you going to do that? And he goes, first I see it, then I do it. You know, and it's just the same exact thing of how this guy became Mr. Universe, how he got a double master's in economics, how all these guys have the same exact gateway, and it's to be able to see it. You know, I think I just never knew. I never knew to like, hey, how do I put all this together? But Lucas's, your instructions are fucking really simple, man. It's like, here it is. This is all you have to do. You know what I mean? He just says write it out. That requires some thinking. Like maybe people don't know what they want yet. You know what I mean? Maybe you have to find that, and that's okay. You know, that will come with time. But I know what I was surprised. I knew what I wanted, and then with all the great tools now, ChatGPT and all these fucking ability to just crank out pictures and say, make this, do that. Dude, vision board is fucking fun as fuck. It's awesome. It's one of the best parts of my day. Actually, I have it stack it with the gym. In between, while I'm waiting for that 4 minutes to go, I scroll through about half my vision board. Then I bang out another set of reps, and I find that in the pain, like while I'm going into the pain, I'm like, yeah. And then fucking like today when I was doing those shoulder, like he's got me on this new exercise where I do that shoulder press, and I haven't had to do that since the beginning. I've never done a shoulder press until now. I've done other things, you know. But when I was doing that in front of the mirror and I had just looked at my vision board, I was fucking on fire, man. I was like, and I could scream. There was nobody in the gym. It was like 4 in the morning. There's not even a fucking person in there. You know, it was like, you know, then people started to trickle in. But yeah, the vision board is absolute magic. And I personally, that's a super huge hack. I don't even, I'll share it with everyone. You know what I mean? I'll share anything to you guys. You know what I mean? You're my brothers in arms. You know what I mean? But that, dude, vision board in the gym while you're in the pain bucket is sending in those signals of like, yeah, I'm gonna get it, whatever it is that you want to get. I think it extra comes in while you're experiencing the pain. You know what I mean? Like bodily pain. That's only there for a second, and then right after that, we feel fantastic. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. Anyway, I gotta do even more. I gotta add more. I want to get to 100 pictures on my vision board. I'm at 90 now. They're coming in real slowly because I'm like, I only have 10 slots left. But I can put as many as I want. But yeah, the vision board is. I can't say enough great things about the vision board, man. That's.
We should do one thing where everyone shares shares their.
I just sent that to the group.
Yeah. Everyone share a picture of their vision board. I think that's a really good one, because then we can almost hold each other accountable to it as well. These are the things that we want to get out of life. So definitely for all the ones that we're comfortable sharing it, I'll share mine as well, and then we can just share. And if all of you guys that have not been doing it properly yet, do one and share as well. I think that would be really, really cool.
Are you actually got it printed off, or you're looking at it on your phone? I don't want nothing to do with my phone.
I have
mine's on my phone.
I have mine as a background, so this is I always get reminded of mine from when I have it on my home screen. So every time I'm on my computer, I'm getting reminded of my vision board as well. Like every time I'm here, I have my vision board in front of me. Ideally, I'd want to have a big thing, but then my girlfriend would not be happy. Let's just say it like that. So I have to compromise a bit. But yeah. All right, guys, we got to start wrap up. Very good call today. Thanks for all of you guys for showing up. And
what's the weekly challenge?
Powerful one. Let's do a vision board as the weekly challenge, and non-physical activity. And then we'll do a crazy one for the last week. Let's actually do that and share that. We got to share it with everyone. That's a really good one. Yeah. A proper built out superhuman self and vision board. That's this week's challenge. And share it with everyone else. And then we're gonna move on to a crazy physical challenge for the last week next week. That's good. And then all of you guys, we gotta summarize. You got the most amount of steps as well, but I'll take a look at that. If all of you guys send to me how many you got in with a screenshot of something going over, I can put together a bit of a leaderboard. But that's good. Let's do it. Awesome, boys. Vision board. And then I'm looking forward to see some vision boards. It's gonna be really sick. Take some time to actually do that and build it out. Like it's so worth it to actually not just go through it quickly, but to actually put some time aside and do it very, very properly. It's powerful stuff. All right, boys. Thanks for today. Lovely Monday evening, and I wish everyone a fantastic week. And let's crush it, guys. Ciao.
Bye. Take care.
Thanks.
See you, boys.